terrible weekend for LAFD firefighters.
Very sobering to see the aftermath that is left behind of a charred fire truck. Some melted helmets, burnt turnouts.
This morning, several agencies are investigating the explosion and fire downtown that damaged several buildings and left 12 firefighters hurt. LAFD Chief Ralph Terrazas joins us now to talk about how he and his department are doing this morning, as well as more on the investigation. Chief Terrazas, thank you for joining us. So we know, the pictures were absolutely horrific, and we know that 12 firefighters were hurt. 3 of them at this point have been released from the hospital. How are the others doing this morning?
Good morning, Tony. Thanks for having me here on your show this morning. Thank you for asking about our firefighters. All the other firefighters who have not been released are making steady progress. I'm happy to report that they're in good spirits. I visited with many of their families over the weekend, and they're on the right track to recovery.
But this is going to be a long road to recovery for some of them. Is that right?
Yes, we have various degrees of burns, and some are minor in nature, some are moderate, and one is severe. So the timeline for recovery will be different for each one of them.
You know, when something like this occurs, and thankfully it doesn't happen very often, but it certainly does highlight just how dangerous your jobs are. But when something like this happens, I would imagine it doesn't just affect the fire station, and I believe all of these firefighters are from Fire Station 9. I would imagine, be pretty traumatic for the entire department.
Absolutely, Tony. The LA City Fire Department is one big family. And we have 3,500 sworn members spread out throughout the city, 106 fire stations. So all our members are very concerned and very worried about the safety of our firefighters who are injured.
Absolutely. And of course, the investigation is now underway. This is a criminal investigation. Is that typical when something like this occurs and you don't know exactly what caused the fire?
Yes, Tony, it is typical. We did this with the Da Vinci fire that was in downtown LA a few years back. We partnered with ATF and LAPD and our arson unit, as well as our fire prevention inspectors. It's going to be a complete team effort. We're going to uncover everything we can. We're going to take as much information so we can learn from this, so we can prevent this from happening in the future.
Now, this is an older business district. It is known for its smoke shops. It is typically referred to as Bong Row. A lot of people have been concerned about this area anyway, just because of the type of businesses that are there and the type of chemicals and products that are stored. Is that something that the city is going to be taking a very close look at, and specifically with regard to this business?
Yes, Tony, we're going to look at this business type, and we're going to look at critically this business, but we're also going to look at citywide. I know there's other businesses like this doing business in the city. I want to make sure that they're observing safe business practices. Whatever we find in this investigation, we're going to pursue it to make sure our firefighters and the public that goes to these businesses is safe.
Now, this business has been identified as Smoke Tokes, a warehouse distributor with butane, hash oil. Is it possible, and I know you don't know exactly what caused this fire, but is it possible that the oil stores on this property may have sparked that fire?
Tony, it is possible. It's possible the butane had something to do with it. It's possible they had excessive storage. There's a lot of speculation right now. That's why we're bringing in this team to dig deep. And we want to manage this risk. Firefighting is inherently dangerous, but whatever we can do to mitigate the risk by proper storage, proper signage on the front of the building, that's what we're going to do.
How possible is it, though, to monitor how these businesses do business? I would imagine that there are only a limited number of investigators to check out these businesses and determine whether they're operating safely.
Well, we have our standard complement of fire prevention inspectors, and that means we do annual inspections. But on top of this, we will direct our field companies, our fire engines in the field, to do windshield surveys throughout the city immediately based upon the findings of this investigation. Once they identify potential businesses like this that are not in our system, we will immediately do a thorough inspection.
Chief Terrazas, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Certainly our prayers go out not only to just the firefighters who were injured in this blast and fire, but also to the entire department. We are praying for you guys. You guys are the real heroes. Really appreciate you joining us this morning, and please stay safe, sir.
Thank you, Tony. Have a good day.